What's good, everybody? It's the Clown with Cab Show. NFL Week 4, really some big games. Shout out to the Cincinnati Bengals. Who would have thought they'd be as good as they are this year after Joe Burrow coming back from that ACL injury? What a time. I mean, obviously for Jacksonville Jaguars, it's really a downtime. I mean, Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence are still winless in the NFL, and this is a reality check for them. 0-4 right now. They can turn it around. I still have faith in them, definitely for next season. This season, they're going to definitely miss the playoffs. I mean, their defense is week as well. But Cincinnati Bengals, to all the Cincinnati Bengals fans, you guys should be really blessed right now to have Joe Burrow and really what's going on right now. I mean, beating Steelers last week, then beating the Jags this week. You guys are looking good. Big win for the Bengals. Then we got the Colts versus Miami. If the Colts going to win, this is the game they need to win. Obviously, Jacoby Brissett on the other side. Look, Jacoby, really, the Colts could have had him this year. I mean, he would have been a heck of a backup for Carson Wentz because we know Carson Wentz is injury prone and really battling injuries. Wasn't 100% when the week 1 came, and we saw that. And that's why the Colts are 0-3, not just because of Carson Wentz, because the offensive line is trash, and really their defense is giving up big plays after big plays. So it's what I expected from the Colts. That's why I was 3 for 3 with the Colts, through the first 3 weeks. And this week, I'm going with the Colts. Why? Because I think Carson Wentz gets it done here. I think he can pass on Miami Dolphins defense. I really do. Now, we see some good instances with Miami, battling back with that overtime win over Las Vegas Raiders, and that was really a good win. But, dude, I just think the Miami Dolphins, they're too banged up. Tua's out. Jacoby, yes, he's nice, but Jacoby's a good role quarterback, good average quarterback. He's not going to be a quarterback to lead you to the Super Bowl. That's no way, shape, or form, but shout out to Jacoby, man. I wish we still had him. I really do, but Carson Wentz, almost 700 yards passing this year, 3 touchdowns and a pick. But I just think, for the Colts to get going, it starts with Wentz, and I think he needs to play well, and the Colts need to win this game, because if they lose to Miami, I mean, we're talking about maybe a 2-win season all year. So this is a must-win game for the Colts. They're 0-3 right now. I'm due for a win. So I'm going with the Indianapolis Colts at Miami. I think this is the time. And obviously, Jacoby's going to be ready for his old team. He is really familiar faces. So for Jacoby, it's nothing new. So I think Jacoby's really going to have a good game, and I think this game's going to come down to a field goal. Whoever's going to win. 42.5 is the over-under. I can see it being over here. I really can, because I think Jacoby and Carson Wentz are going to pass the ball and continue to pass, and I think they're going to utilize that play action as well. But I like the Colts in this matchup. I'm going to Indianapolis Colts over Miami Dolphins. Then we got the Giants versus the Saints. The Giants are 0-3. Ever since Eli left, the Giants have just continuing to sink, dude. And that's what it is with the Giants. And I just don't think Daniel Jones is the guy to really lead that team. I think, the Giants need to go a different way coming up next year in 2022 in that NFL draft. I think they need to go to a quarterback. I really do. Yes, there's some good times with Daniel Jones. Had some good instances here and there, but it's just he doesn't have that it mentality. He doesn't have that dog mentality to really lead a team to victory. And with Saquon, battling the injury from last year, I don't think he's really fully 100% yet. Even though he says he is, I think Saquon is getting back in the mix. I think he's going to do great things in the NFL. But Sterling Shepard, he's out with a hamstring. So I'm going the Saints here. Saints at 7 points at home. Jameis Winston's really surprised me this year. I really thought Jameis was going to fall off a cliff, but I was totally wrong here. 7 touchdowns, only 2 picks for Jameis. I mean, who would have thought that? Who would have thought Jameis would really come out thriving this year? I didn't. Only Drew Brees really thought that Jameis had a shot here. Obviously, his backup last year, but I just think Jameis playing well, Kamara playing well. The Saints are playing well as an organization, so I think the Saints are going to handle business here and handle the Giants. Stop the run, stop Saquon Barkley, and I do think the Saints are going to be victorious here. Now, the spread, I love the spread. Only 7. I think that's going to jump up to 7.5, maybe even 8 come game time. So if you guys love that spread, I like it. I love this spread. I'm going Saints at home. 42 is the over-under. I can see it being with the under. I really can, because I think it's going to be a little bit low scoring, but I don't really touch the over-unders. Definitely go the spread here. Saints 7 points all day. You're going to get some trash-ass Giants, dude. 0-3. So I like the Saints Saints in this matchup. Then we got the game of the week, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New England Patriots. And Gronkowski, he is out. He's not even going to travel with the team. Now, do I feel Gronkowski? I don't think Gronkowski's near as important as Tom Brady. But Gronk, he does his own thing. In the way that things panned out later in his career in New England, 9 seasons, went to Pro Bowl after Pro Bowl, Super Bowl after Super Bowl with New England. So I just thought Gronk would definitely at least travel with the team. But, Gronk has other plans. And Gronk says, you know what, Bill, they traded me and I retired. Now I'm playing with the GOAT, whatever. But this is huge for Tom Brady and definitely the New England Patriots fan. 6 Super Bowls together over 20 years, 2 decades, relationship with Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots. Over 3,000 new babies that were born were named Brady because of Tom Brady in New England. That's crazy, dude. All the New England Patriots fans name their sons Brady because of him. So I think it's iconic, man. I think it's great for the game. And obviously, you're going against the GOAT, Tom Brady. 10 touchdowns, only 2 picks this year. And like I said, 6 rings with the New England Patriots. And Bill Belichick, says Tom Brady, nothing surprises him because he understands that, man, Bill Belichick, I do think he does have nightmares and saying, man, maybe if I did have him, we could have had that extra Super Bowl ring. But look what Tom Brady did. Last year, goes to the new team, a new organization, and wins the Super Bowl off the get-go? I mean, dude, we can't make this up. 18 months, dude. 18 months later, he's the Super Bowl champion for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and now they're the defending Super Bowl champions going into New England. So I think Tom Brady understands that he is more valuable than Bill Belichick. The players make the plays. Yes, Bill Belichick is a great, outstanding coach, but Bill Belichick didn't lead, the New England Patriots back-to-back Super Bowls like the way Tom Brady did, down against Seattle, down by 10 points against Seattle in the fourth quarter with about 8 minutes to go. Who led that team back? It was Tom Brady. Who led the team back against the Atlanta Falcons? Yes, the defense definitely helped that sack of Matt Ryan fumble, but who was making the throws? Tom Brady, not Bill Belichick. So I think people in New England understand that Tom Brady is the GOAT. Tom Brady is that factor. I mean, look at New England now. Look at them last year. They missed the playoffs. This year, they're not even above 500. So, and Robert Kraft even said, man, Tom Brady's the GOAT. And I don't think, Robert Kraft, the owner, has the best relationship with Bill Belichick, but I just think Bill does his own thing. And we have to respect Bill for that, but Bill understands that he gave up the GOAT. I mean, can Bill win without Tom Brady? That's the question, and the question is pretty clear to us. No, he can't. He can't even make the playoffs without Brady, so I think Brady's going to have a heck of a game. I think they're going to put it on New England. I really do. Yes, New England's going to play him great, but we have to understand, Mac Jones is their quarterback for New England, okay? He was a good average quarterback at Bama, which playing for Bama, you have to be great, number one, but he played maybe 1 or 2 years at Bama. He was backup to Tua, to Jalen Hurts. So, we're talking about a backup, essentially, quarterback taking over Tom Brady's spot. We think Mac Jones is going to be the guy. I don't understand. 3 interceptions this year and only 2 touchdowns. It's just not even it out for me. And I think the Patriots, yes, they're going to come out. They're going to guns and blazing. But I think Tom Brady's going to have another career game. At least 4 touchdown passes. I think, with Antonio Brown coming back, Godwin, Mike Evans, those guys, Fournette, they're going to want this win. And I think Tom Brady's going into this game like it's a playoff game. I think a lot of emotion's going to go into this game. I mean, which it should, right? 20 years together, 6 Super Bowl champions together in this organization. So I think Tom Brady and Bill, they have a unique relationship and always will. What the media says and says this stuff, that stuff about it. It's just like, come on, dude. They won 6 rings together. I mean, can we say all the good stuff that happened between the two? So I just think it's going to be great. Obviously, I'm going Bucks at 7. I like that spread. 7's not too much. I thought it'd be like 8.5, 9 points. It might jump up come game time, but I just think, Tampa Bay, dude, they're that factor. I mean, they're the defending Super Bowl champions for a reason. Yes, they are banged up on defense. That's why they got Richard Sherman, signed him to a 1-year deal. I think that's huge. Yes, Richard Sherman's coming towards the end of his career, but still, dude, Richard Sherman, it was, back in 2014, he was playing against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl with Seattle, the Legion of Boom. So all that history is coming into this game right now, and I just think it's going to be great. I think the Patriots are going to play the Bucks great because it's Tom Brady. Obviously no Gronk coming, but I just think, I really do. I think Tom Brady's going to have a career game. I think they're going to put it on New England, and they're going to have a standing ovation for Tom Brady. It's only right. They're not going to boo Tom Brady. I mean, 6 Super Bowls after all. That's more than the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I just think it's going to be great. But I'm going Tampa all day here at 7 points. Might jump to 7.5. Whatever it jumps up to, take Tampa all day in this matchup. Then we got the Washington team versus Atlanta. Washington team's 1.5 point favorites. Look, they're no joke. I mean, they got a great defensive line, but I just think, with Atlanta, they're just not that team anymore as they used to be. Like, Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, it's just really hasn't recovered since the 2016 Super Bowl loss to New England. I mean, let's be honest here. Ever since that game, the epic fail 28-3, the Atlanta Falcons have not recovered. And really some iffy draft picks as well. Yes, there were some good draft picks this year, guy out of Florida, but I just think overall, man, it's just like Atlanta, I don't know about them. I just think the Washington team has a better defense, better defensive line, so I'm going to go Washington team at 1.5, the away team. I want to be surprised if Atlanta puts it on them, but I like the Washington team here. This is really kind of like a coin flip game, but I'm going Washington team all day. Then we got the Texans versus the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills, shout out to Josh Allen. Like I said, continuing to say he's the most improved player that we've seen in the past couple years. And he's only getting better, dude. 711 yards passing, man. I mean, the run game's hot right now. I just think it's all Buffalo here. And 17 is the spread here, right? Which is really a lot for the NFL. We don't really see those big type of spreads. 17, that's crazy. But we're talking about the Houston Texans here. Who's their quarterback right now? Tyrod Taylor's hurt. All the allegations against Deshaun Watson this offseason was not a good look. And I even said it, man. I'm a huge Deshaun Watson fan, but to me, it's just like, why even put yourself in that scenario? We have these lawsuits, different women come out. We're talking over 20 here. So I would get 1 or 2 women, coming after you because, the profile, all the money. But it's just like, man, when over 20 women come out with lawsuits, something's wrong here. Look, I can't pick Texans here. I got to pick the Bills at home. 17 is high, though. 17 spread is really high. So I'd go money line Buffalo Bills all day in this matchup. 47 is the over-under. I would even go with the over, too, as well. I think Josh Allen's going to pass all over the Texans defense, have a heyday, so I like Buffalo Bills all day there. And then we got the Lions versus the Bears. Look, the Bears, obviously last week, Justin Fields did not have a great game, really a shitty game. And I just think the whole organization, I don't know what the head coach was thinking. It's just, I just think Justin Fields was really set up for failure right now this season. Not starting him in week 1. He was the 11th overall draft pick. Why do you guys draft him if you're not going to start him in week 1 or really just get that in his head and say, you're our quarterback? Now it's just like, we don't know if you're your quarterback, just going iffy. It's just too iffy right now. Andy Dalton might come back. It's just, man, I just wish they would have said, hey, Justin Fields, you're our quarterback. We believe in you, okay? And I just feel like there's some doubt there, so that's why he kind of played poorly last week. But the Lions, they had the game in the bag last week against the Ravens. We saw Tucker, the 66-yard NFL record field goal, crazy. But Goff's having a pretty good season. 5 touchdowns, only 2 picks. TJ Hawkinson's really been balling out. 2 touchdowns as a receiver. Look, you know what? I'd love to go Bears. If Justin Fields starts here, I want to say Bears. I believe in him. I think he's a good quarterback. I really do. Yes, he's a rookie. He's learning. I just think, a lot of the times sometimes it's like they kind of doubt him. And down a rookie in the NFL is not a good thing. You want to believe in your quarterback, the most important position on the field. So just setting him up for disaster, to me, was just definitely a no-go. So I just think, for the Bears, but I'm going to go Lions here with the upset. I think that's why, but like I said, if Justin Fields comes out and starts, I go Chicago Bears all day here. But if Andy Dalton starts for the Bears, I'm definitely going Lions. 41.5 is the over-under. They're expecting it to be low scoring. But look, I'm going Lions here. But if Justin Fields does start, I like the Bears, but I'm going Lions. Then we got the Panthers versus the Cowboys. Panthers are 3-0. Shout out to Sam Darnold coming from the trash Jets. It's really balling out this year. 888 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, only 1 pick. But McCaffrey, banged up, hamstring. it's just hard to be a running back in the NFL. But McCaffrey's so explosive. He's a good running back, but like the great Tom Brady says, what good am I if I'm not available to my team? You know what I'm saying? But that's no disrespect to McCaffrey. He's a great running back, but it's like, him being out, I'm going all day Cowboys here. I was kind of leaning towards the Panthers if McCaffrey was going to play. His explosiveness, his able to catch out against linebackers that miss matchup in the middle of the field. But him being out is definitely a bad thing for the Panthers. So I'm going to go Cowboys at 4.5. I like that. Dak Prescott's proved to me that he can be a leader. He can be a great quarterback in the NFL. My thing is, can he win the Cowboys the Super Bowl? I mean, this Cowboys year in and year out, they get all this hype, right? All this, hype surrounding them. Hey, we're going to do it this year, but, we see what happened the past couple years, but they are getting better. Dak Prescott, 6 touchdowns, only 2 picks. Really, for Zeke, he's got to have a big game yet again. I expect him to have 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards rushing, just that traditional Zeke game, okay? But I just think the Cowboys, they're clicking right now, and that starts with Dak throwing to his receivers, Lamb, Cooper. I just think everything's just going in the flow right now for the Cowboys, and I like the Cowboys at 4.5. I'd even give you guys 7 points here. I really think, but Sam Darnold's balling out. He really is, but McCaffrey's out. I'm going Cowboys. 51.5 is the over-under. I'd probably go with the over here. I think they're going to score a lot of points, but I like the Cowboys all day in this matchup at home. I love it. Then we got the Browns versus the Vikings. The Browns are 2-point favorites, but what I saw last week with the Minnesota Vikings, that Kirk Cousins really is having a great year this year. Last year I really bashed him, but look, dude, Kirk Cousins, 918 yards passing and 8 touchdowns. Dude, he's balling out. And look, with that being said, I'm going Minnesota Vikings because of that, because of Kirk Cousins, the way he's playing. And that's no downplaying the Cleveland Browns and Baker, 780 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Nick Chubb, 3 touchdowns. I just think, for Minnesota, they're clicking right now. And we saw that they do have a good defense when they want to play good, when they don't want to miss tackles and give up, ill-advised plays. But I just think Kirk Cousins and the Vikings, the way they're playing right now, it's scary. And it's kind of like how they played a couple years ago against the Saints in the playoffs. Just getting pressure on the quarterback and causing problems. But I like Kirk Cousins, man. I do. Because that's why I'm picking Minnesota Vikings. I never thought I would say, yeah, I'm picking the Vikings because of Kirk Cousins, but I am this year. He's proved to me that he can play. His record, his stats speaks for itself. So I'm going Minnesota Vikings at home. I understand they're underdog, but I like that pick. 51.5 is the over-under. I'd probably go with the under in this matchup, but I love the Minnesota Vikings for the upset here. And then we got the Tennessee Titans versus the Jets. Look, the Jets, they're winless. Zach Wilson, 2 touchdowns, 7 picks. Welcome to the NFL. This is the big boy league. These are where the men play, dude. Separate from the little boys. And it's so true because, it's just a reality check. And the Jets, they are trash. I'm going Titans here. I'll take the 6-point spread. I do believe this game's going to be a little closer than what we're expecting. I think the Tennessee Titans will get out to a slow start. But eventually, Derrick Henry, 3 touchdowns this year. I think he's, like I said, the best running back in the NFL. His ability to miss tackles, to run you over, and really his explosiveness is so underrated. So I just think, Derrick Henry, adding that with Tannehill, 4 touchdowns, 3 picks this year, and Julio Jones, 12 receptions, over 200 yards receiving. I think get him more in the mix. I love Tennessee in this matchup. They're playing great. So I like the Titans over the Jets. I mean, dude, if the Jets win, this is a huge upset. The Jets, man, they're just not the team. Yes, Zach Wilson, I do expect him to break out game eventually, even if this was his breakout game. Say he has 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. And it's a close game, but still, I'm going Tennessee Titans all day at 6. I love that spread. Derrick Henry, beast. Tannehill playing nice. I like the Tennessee Titans. Then we got Kansas City versus Philadelphia Eagles. Look, Kansas City, they're 1-2 this year. Who would have thought that? We thought Kansas City would be 3-0 by now. Really? I mean, the way they play, Mahomes, they got so much power. Mahomes, 40 yards passing, 9 touchdowns, 3 picks. Kelsey, 3 TDs. Kelsey's going to go up against his brother, Jason Kelsey, who's a center for the Philadelphia Eagles. They both have a Super Bowl ring. There's some brothers there. I love that matchup. This is going to be good. Jalen Hurts, 5 touchdowns, 2 picks this year. Also 26 carries, 179 yards rushing and a touchdown. I think Kansas City, man, I got to go Kansas City. I think Tyreek Hill's going to have a breakout game. They're going to have to double Tyreek Hill because if you man-on-man versus Tyreek Hill, you're going to get burned every time. I mean, let's be honest here. So I love Kansas City at 7 points. I love that spread. I expect Mahomes to have a good game. game like he normally does, and I expect Tyree to have a breakout game here. Over 200 yards receiving, something crazy like that, maybe 150 with 2 touchdowns. I expect the Kelce brothers to show out. Definitely, Travis Kelce's going to ball out. I love Kansas City in this matchup. I do. I think they're going to get pressure on Jalen Hurts, Tyrann Mathieu, those guys. But I do think Jalen Hurts is going to show out here. But I love Kansas City at 7. If you guys don't like that spread, go money line. But I like the spread because Kansas City can put up numbers in seconds. 30 seconds they can score a touchdown just like that, snap of a finger. So I like that. 54.5 is the over-under. Anything, under 55 when you're playing Kansas City, go with the over. Kansas City puts up crazy numbers, so I love the over in this matchup. I love Kansas City at 7. I'm going Kansas City. Then we got Arizona versus the Rams. Both 3-0. The Rams are 4-point favorites coming in. It makes sense. They have a little bit better defense, but kind of similar, right? Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. Then you got J.J. Watt, Jones on that defense for Arizona. So I think this is going to be a great matchup, right? The same division. I love this, dude. Kyler Murray over 1,000 yards passing, 7 touchdowns, 4 picks. Stafford, probably leading MVP right now. 9 touchdowns, only 1 pick. Cooper Kupp, dude, is balling out, playing out of his mind. His best he's ever played. 25 receptions, 367 yards passing. That'd be crazy if he had that. 367 yards receiving, and 5 receiving touchdowns for Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp's balling, dude. And to me, it's just like he's quick, he's fast, he can catch. And they got some guys on the Rams offense too that can really play, dude. It's gonna be great. But you know what? I'm leaning more towards the Rams here. What I saw last week when they played Tampa Bay, I like the Rams at 4. I would love to see Arizona get the upset here and get the win. I think it's going to be a heck of a game, close game, but I'm going Rams at 4. 54.5 is the over-under. But look, dude, the Rams, Arizona, this is a primetime matchup. Both undefeated teams. I like the Rams at 4 to cover. I think Matt Stafford's going to have a great game.